This is Sapporo, Japan's northern capital and its most underrated winter destination. When people think about Japan, they are usually thinking of cities like Tokyo and Kyoto. But I came all the way to Sapporo to see a completely different side of Japan and to experience one of Japan's most exciting festivals, the Sapporo Snow Festival. It had been on my bucket list for a very long time. For 3 days I explored the city, met a friend, visited some of Sapporo's best sites, and by the end of the trip I started to understand what makes Sapporo so special. Sapporo is not a city that hits you all at once. It kind of sneaks up on you. I had 3 days here and by the end I wasn't ready to leave.
Long time no trip. I'm sitting right now at Haneda Airport and I'm on my way to...
The flight from Tokyo is just under 2 hours and very affordable. It would take way longer to use the bullet train.
We just landed at new Chitose Airport.
This winter we had particularly heavy snowfall, which is why trains were not running as usual and why there were lots of people at the airport waiting. After about 1 hour I was able to get on a train to Sapporo.
They have currently this year really heavy snowfall in Sapporo. A friend of mine who's living here, she told me that it's different every day depending on how much snow is falling actually, so refreshing finally to be out of the station. Okay, let's go to the hotel. I really don't like cold places, but I'm always so happy to see snow. Winter is here. We need to cross the street somehow and I don't know how. It's snowing!
Sapporo in the winter is covered in so much snow, it was breathtaking. I walked to my hotel, taking in the atmosphere, the cold, clean air. It was the first time I noticed how quiet Sapporo can be. Hokkaido isn't just another prefecture. It's an island into itself, geographically, culturally, and in every way that matters when you travel.
It's crazy, the amount of snow. Look at this. Everywhere here on the streets. I have no clue how to cross, where to cross the streets, because the streets are not visible to a certain extent.
My hotel was simple but centrally located.
That a room tour will not be necessary. This is my room. Wonderful. It's really cold in Sapporo. And it's super dark in this room. Yeah, this is my room. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one bed, everything we need, we have a desk, and this seems to be...
When heading to the city for the first time, one thought kept running through my head. I don't think I gave this place enough time.
When you walk down this road, you get to the main shopping streets and whatnot. I was wondering what this is. This is the Hokkaido Prefectural Government Building. I feel like I've been here the last time I was in Hokkaido. And there is the Sapporo TV tower. Can you see it? Can you see it? There. Odori Park.
Odori Park is the spine of Sapporo, a long open strip right through the middle of the city. In February it transforms into something you have to see to believe. The TV tower stands at one end, watching over everything, and it gives you this perfect framing of how the city is laid out. Organized, wide, almost European in its structure.
Definitely I went there the last time and I came here because I mean you cannot avoid coming to this park if you're in Sapporo.
About a 10-minute walk down the road you'll find Tanuki Koji, a covered shopping arcade that's been here since the 1870s. All these izakayas, local shops, people going about their evening. I always judge a city by what it feels like at street level, and Sapporo passed that test easily.
What you should also try when you're coming to Sapporo or Hokkaido is obviously the seafood. So they have nowadays always these QR codes to order.
Here's something I didn't fully appreciate before coming here. The seafood in Hokkaido is on another level. And I don't mean slightly better, I mean the kind of difference that makes you rethink every bowl of sushi you've eaten before.
It's been a while since I had something like this. Nothing that I eat in my day-to-day life.
Kaisandon, a rice bowl piled with fresh sashimi, became my dinner on the first night, and honestly, it set the bar for the rest of the trip. Hokkaido sits at the northern tip of Japan, surrounded by cold waters. That geography matters. The sea urchin, the salmon, the crab, it all comes from right here. This is where Japan's best seafood actually comes from, and you can taste that difference in every single bite.
Oh, this is so good. Also, it's getting dark now, and the city looks even nicer than before. Like, look at the snow and the colors and the lights. I'm just standing at this stupid crossroads here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, wow.
After dinner, I wandered into Susukino, Sapporo's main entertainment district. It's busy and bright, with giant neon signs lighting up the intersection, izakayas and ramen bars packed into every building, and a kind of energy that makes you want to just keep walking and see what's around the next corner. It is one of the locations for the Snow Festival, so we'll come back here later.
Nothing compared to Tokyo, it's not as busy.
I headed back to my hotel, but stopped at a shop inside the station to try another one of Sapporo's best treats. A soft serve made with Hokkaido milk, which sounds simple, but Hokkaido dairy is genuinely famous across Japan for being richer and creamier than anywhere else. One scoop and you understand why.
We're so good. Like, the ice cream itself was not sweet at all. We have 2 full days ahead of us that are going to be amazing, hopefully. So the TV tower is lit up. Oh. Not sure what they're. Oh, ice skating.
My first day in Sapporo was pretty great. I noticed right away that this place feels different from the rest of Japan. The amount of snow I had never seen before. Quiet between the streets, walking to my hotel, the seafood at dinner. It all genuinely surprised me. Hokkaido is Japan's northernmost island, with its own climate, its own seasons, and its own pace.
So, it's the next day. And today I meet a friend. It's now shortly after 8 and we got breakfast included in his hotel.
Day 2 started with a simple hotel breakfast, while I was waiting for my friend to arrive.
Good opportunity to eat some protein.
We had connected on social media and she had told me she'd be happy to meet if I come to Sapporo. Not only that, she had also offered to bring her car, which was honestly a lifesaver. She had been living in Sapporo for a while and meeting her absolutely changed the energy of the trip. Seeing a city through someone else's eyes, someone who actually knows it, is something I'd recommend over any guidebook.
And we are now at Hokkaido Jingu. It's probably the biggest shrine.
Yeah, biggest
here.
shrine, I think so.
Yeah, and I'm here for the first time, I think, and it's so beautiful. Let me show you. It's so beautiful with all the snow.
We'd headed to Hokkaido Jingu, a Shinto shrine tucked into a forest of tall trees and snow. Seeing a shrine covered in snow was something else. It's the kind of thing you simply cannot experience in Tokyo.
Look at this, like, wow. Oh gosh. You don't see that in Tokyo. Like, you have so many temples and shrines in Japan, but like, when do you get to see one covered in snow like this? Oh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty here.
Seeing all the snow in Hokkaido was absolutely incredible for me. Even in Germany, where I'm from, I had never seen so much snow. After exploring the temple grounds, we went to a close-by shop that sold souvenirs, snacks and tea.
It must be good. Like, yesterday I had a cook. We both got a hot tea and my friend's waiting for a mochi, senbei mochi.
Getting a hot, freshly made green tea and that cold was exactly what I needed.
You even see that in the video. It's like, the tea is so hot. Is it good? Yes, approved. Is it like mochi?
Yeah, mochi tastes like
Someone built a snowman. That's the first snowman that I'm seeing in a long time.
We then headed to an area that was outside of the city center. Having a car can change how you experience Japan. There's always a side of Japan you can't access by train or bus as easily.
We are not quite in Sapporo anymore. This is close by. It's like 40-minute drive by car. I didn't think I would be able to come here and to see that. This is so amazing. Oh my gosh, wow.
We pulled up to Makomanai Takino Cemetery, and the first thing you see are the Moai statues, rows of them, standing in the snow, staring back at you.
And I didn't know that it's so close to Sapporo actually. Wow, these are huge. Look at that. You can't really tell in the video. And they're also like these guys here.
They are replicas of the famous Easter Island statues and were placed here because they are believed to mark ancient resting places. It's the last thing you expect to find on the outskirts of a Japanese city, and it's one of those details that hints at something important. Sapporo's history runs deeper than most people realize.
We came here to see those up there, obviously, but mainly because of this here. This, in Japanese they call it Atama Daibutsu. Oh gosh, it's so quiet here. And you can smell it, you can smell the incense. You can see the head of the Daibutsu, the Buddha statue on top of it. And at the moment there is a little bit of snow on top of it. It's like a little white beanie.
From here, we walked over to the Hill of the Buddha, a massive stone head rising out of a smooth white hill, the rest of the statue completely hidden beneath it. You pass through a dimly lit 40-meter tunnel, and then the dome opens up and shows you the full Buddha. Tadao Ando, the architect, hid the Buddha inside the hill on purpose. He wanted people to only see the head from outside so that they would be intrigued to go inside and to see the Buddha as a whole.
I have like nearly the same outfit. She just has a different color, but like we're looking very similar. Can walk around.
After that, it was time for lunch, and my friend knew a good Shio ramen place, accessible by car, only 10 minutes from the cemetery.
We arrived at the ramen place. If you want to try miso ramen and you're coming to Sapporo, you can find lots of places also in the city center, of course. We're just here because it's close by. It's on our way back to Sapporo.
I'm not the biggest fan of ramen, to be honest, but I really loved the Shio ramen that we had. This place was absolutely delicious.
I got a huge bowl of ramen. Sayuri got the chashu. It's just with more meat. And they also have boiled eggs that you can also eat. That I haven't seen in Tokyo before. I'm trying hard to learn to slurp. For years I couldn't.
Oh no.
Not because I don't like it or anything, it was hard.
Yeah? But yeah, you did great.
But it's shio ramen means like salt, right?
Shio, salt.
It's our ramen place. Bye-bye. And we are now going to a place that is related to Shiroi Koibito. It's like a popular cookie snack.
Shiroi Koibito is probably Hokkaido's most famous souvenir. A buttery white chocolate sandwich cookie that is genuinely one of the best things I've ever eaten in Japan. I had tried it before in Tokyo, but somehow it tastes even better here. Because of its popularity, Sapporo decided to build a whole theme park for it, which is a very Japanese thing to do. And even though it sounds gimmicky, it was actually a very enjoyable experience.
Whoa, this is really pretty. We're going to the factory, which is not for free, but it shouldn't be too expensive either. And then they have souvenir shops here. You can eat the cookies, and they have cafes here, I guess. Like, there are a couple of things to explore.
The whole theme park is very cute. The architecture reminds of Europe. It features an exhibition, and you can visit a factory and learn about the production of Shiroi Koibito. On top, there are lots of photo spots and opportunities to get a drink or a snack.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Oh my god. Okay.
We stopped at a cafe for a break, and it came with the most amazing view over the park. I absolutely loved spending time with my friend and was so thankful she showed me around.
Look at this view, it's amazing. You can see the clock tower. This is corn tea. Have you had a corn tea in Tokyo? No.
It's only Hokkaido.
Cheers. It's sweet.
Yeah. and a flavor
Wow, wow.
of corn.
And there's no sugar.
No sugar.
I love this. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We got a present at the entrance. They gave us cookies, the Shiroi Koibito cookie. And I wanted to show you, and I want to eat it. So you can get similar cookies in Tokyo, but it's like basically the cheaper version.
Is it good?
Love it. Love it. Really good. It's really sweet because it's white chocolate. I'm back in the city center. My friend went back home, but we're going to meet tomorrow again. She told me just now about this underground street here, always these entrances, and you can walk all the way from here to Orori Park or to Sapporo Station from here basically.
We later parted ways and I headed back to my hotel. And on my way, I explored Sapporo's underground shopping network. Sapporo has this incredible system of underground passages connecting major stations and shopping areas. In the winter, it can also be a great alternative to the cold streets outside.
It's a lot like the underground shopping street that you have in Shinjuku or like Tokyo Station or whatnot. Oh, they have something from Hokkaido here. Anyhow,
this day made me realize how different Sapporo was from the rest of Japan. A shrine buried in snow, moai statues on the outskirts of the cities, a Buddha hidden inside a hill, and a cookie with its own theme park. None of this feels like the Japan most people picture when they book a flight to Tokyo. And that's exactly the point. Hokkaido has its own history, its own culture, its own way of doing things. Day 2 gave me a much deeper sense of what that actually means, and we still had one more day to go.
good morning. It's the third day. Today is February the 4th, and starting today we will have the snow festival here in Sapporo. I'm going to do one or two things before we head to the festival. It's like a big festival here in Sapporo, Hokkaido, but you don't have to be there all day long.
On the morning of the third day, I walked through Hokkaido University, which is not your typical tourist attraction, but I was still curious as it was recommended to visit and only about 5 minutes from my hotel.
So, and there are beautiful pictures online of people who come here, especially in autumn. That's why I'm here. It's also like kind of a huge area surrounding the university with cafes and
The university was founded in 1876 and had a distinctly non-Japanese feel to it. Wide tree-lined avenues, Meiji-era brick buildings, and vast central lawns right in the middle of the city. It felt more like walking through a park than a university campus.
gosh, look at how nice the weather is today. Look at the sky. Slightly awkward. This is not a tourist spot, definitely. But I would say if you have like a lot of time in Sapporo.
It was also very quiet. I saw a couple of students walking across the campus, as well as a handful of people who I'd identified as tourists. It reminds you that Sapporo is a real functioning city, not a famous tourist attraction.
The area I came from was quiet, but here in this area you actually have a couple of tourists.
I then decided to walk from here to the Sapporo Beer Museum. You can also take the train or subway, but Sapporo is one of those cities you can actually navigate on foot, which, coming from Tokyo, I genuinely appreciated.
Let's see, it opens at 11 a.m., so I'm really lucky that I stayed a tiny bit longer at the hotel today. Look at the snow, but the weather is actually pretty nice and it's not that cold. Good news, you can enter the museum completely for free. It doesn't cost any money. You can take a tour for 1,000 yen, which is also not too bad, or you can just go and look at it yourself. And you start at the third floor. That's why I start here at the third floor. Then you go downstairs, and on the first floor you can do a beer tasting if you want to.
Coming to the Sapporo Beer Museum, I was positively surprised. Sapporo Beer is one of Japan's most iconic brands. The oldest beer brand in the country, actually, founded right here in 1876. The museum is located inside the original red brick brewery from the 1800s, and the whole thing is just beautifully preserved. You walk through the history of how beer came to Japan, which is more interesting than it sounds, and then you have the opportunity to sit down and taste it.
A couple of different options on the menu. I think 3 different types of beers, as well as a set where you can try all of them. But I couldn't bring myself to buy the set because I'm like one person, so I got the regular. Let's try it. Wow. It's actually really easy to drink.
After that, I made my way to the city center where I wanted to get lunch. On my way, I stopped at Nagayama Memorial Park, a small quiet park built around the former residence of General Nagayama, who was the second director of the Hokkaido government. The building is a mix of Japanese and Western architecture, which is very typical for Hokkaido's pioneer era.
These are all Japanese residents, and I would love to take a look at it, but at the same time, I haven't had lunch yet. Compared to Tokyo, this is so surprising to me that I'm sometimes walking through streets in the middle of the city center. It's just super quiet. Didn't expect this, but it is a huge line, which also means I probably found a really good place just by accident.
揚げチキンレッグ辛さ4番とライスがスモールサイズです。
ありがとう。
以上でお揃いでしょうか。はい、ごゆっくりどうぞ。
I don't even remember, like I ordered about 30 minutes ago. I don't even remember what I ordered. Like it's a soup curry with like fried chicken, I guess. It smells amazing in here, by the way. You can choose your curry. You can choose how spicy you want it. You can choose how much rice you want together with it. They have everything from not very spicy to medium to very spicy to incredibly spicy. Let's try this. Oh wow, yeah.
Soup curry is actually an invention from Sapporo. It is thinner than regular curry and more like a spiced broth with large pieces of vegetables and meat. It sounds simple, but it was absolutely delicious.
I'm like 5 minutes away from Nijo Market. This is like a, how do you say, wholesale market, like a fish market.
I also visited Nijo Market, Sapporo's most popular seafood market. Walking through its narrow streets, the people working there kept talking to me, telling me about their products. Nijo Market felt unpretentious and real. The kind of place that reminds you that the best food experience in Japan rarely happen in fancy restaurants.
The people who work here are lovely, so I would recommend you just to come here for that actually.
I finally made my way to Odori Park, the main location of Sapporo's biggest and most exciting winter festival, the Snow Festival. It had been on my bucket list for years and I was excited to see it in person.
So first of all, let's go and see if anything is already happening. Again, like Sapporo feels pretty empty, so it always feels like there are not many people walking around here. Still a bit more happening. Okay, let's see. Footbath, okay.
The Sapporo Snow Festival had been running every February since 1950. It had started as a small student event and grown into the big festival that it is now, with sculptures that stretch across 1.5 kilometers of Odori Park, some of them over 15 meters tall, built from over 30,000 tons of snow. Teams spent up to 3 months planning on constructing each large piece.
Here's everyone, because here on this side of the park are the really huge ice sculptures. There's also food. It's a matsuri. So this thing is huge.
Walking through the park, the scale of it just keeps surprising you. These aren't decorations. They're buildings made out of snow, detailed, architectural, and enormous.
It's pretty cool at sunset also. Like you can see a little bit how the sun's going down behind the castle, which is kind of cool. My friend just texted me that she's on her way. I'm waiting for her here. And I got amasake, which is like a sweet sake drink, but without alcohol. It's like also made out of rice, as you can tell. Very cool. We now come to Suzuki-no area. And also my friend's here again. Hello!
My friend joined me again later on that evening and together we explored Odori Park and then Suzuki-no, where the ice sculpture exhibition turns the streets into something from another world entirely. I had never seen anything like that. And I don't think I'll ever forget it.
If you're not Japanese, you partly have no idea what you're actually looking at, because it's all like, I don't know, Japanese mascots, or we're currently in an area where they're preparing the ice sculptures, some of them, and this is going to be like a competition later on, and they have 24 hours to make this.
At the end, my friend and I got dinner and we had a little chat.
We got a little something for dinner. We went to an onigiri place and we got beef tendon and eggplant. An onigiri with, I got salmon. I'm also going to my hotel right now, but I'm going through Orori Park, and I just wanted to quickly show you that they light up everything here at night, which is really beautiful. If you're going to the snow festival, it would probably be the best to come here a little bit later and to see the light up. I had a really incredible time my 3 days here in Sapporo, especially thanks to my friend Sayuri. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you then in the next video that will probably be in Tokyo if I manage to go back tomorrow.
So what makes Sapporo special? I've been thinking about how to answer that since I got back. I think it's a combination of things that don't usually go together. The geography of Hokkaido, an island with its own climate, its own pace, its own seasons, shapes everything here. The food is world class, but completely unpretentious. Built on ingredients the island has been producing for over a century, and the history runs deeper than you expect. Sapporo isn't trying to compete with Tokyo or Kyoto. It's doing something different. And if you give it 3 days, genuinely, 3 days, I think it'll do the same thing to you that it did to me. If you're planning a trip to Japan and you've never considered Hokkaido, consider it now. And if this video helped you, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you then in the next one.